Are you serious? Are you serious, folks? Get a cup of coffee. Everybody calm down. But man, we just barely missed being hit by an asteroid. I mean, it went by so close that on the asteroid chart that's released by NASA, this asteroid was not registered. It was not on the chart. It was not discovered until it went past the Earth 9 hours later. And then they gave it a name, 2019 AS5. That's 2019 AS5, and it barely missed the Earth. They gave it a name. It has a Wikipedia page all of a sudden. I went back to the charts. There it is. They've just now put it up on the charts, and it says that asteroid 2019 AS5 went past the Earth on January 8th, 2 days ago, scraping past the Earth, literally, folks. It came within 0.04 lunar distance. Now, if you go look at the asteroid chart right now, it says that it went past the Earth at 0.0. Now, that would be an impact. But you have to, okay, it didn't hit us, but 0.04. It missed us by only 8,600 kilometers. Folks, this is so close. I mean, are you serious? We're talking less than 6,000 miles. This was so close. You say, so what's the big deal? The satellites that go around the Earth, all those satellites, they hovered around 20 to 22,000 miles from the surface of the Earth. This was 6,000 miles. This was way inside that. I mean, this was so close. Boom! Good news. It was small. It was only 1 to 2 meters in size. But had it hit the Earth, it would have caused a significant explosion and damage. Just depends where it hit. No, it wouldn't be a game changer. It wouldn't be the end of the world as we know it, but it certainly would have been a massive wake-up call. It would have been similar to about 5 nuclear bombs going off simultaneously, okay? Now, it's ironic because I check every day. I check the earthquakes every day. I check the solar winds on the sun. Were there any flares or CMEs? Is there any holes, sunspots on the sun's atmosphere? What is the radiation levels that's right now inundated the Earth? What is our atmospheric, the magnetic shield? Is it being affected? Is CERN running wide open? I check all these things. And also, what does the asteroid map say? Matter of fact, in the last 24 hours, we've had 24 fireballs break through the Earth's atmosphere. But I check all these things. And even though I go and look at the asteroid chart and it doesn't say there's an asteroid coming, doesn't mean there isn't one coming. Now, what's amazing is this happened on the 8th. On the 9th of January, this article came out by the International Business Times of India. And it basically says that a cosmic cataclysm soon as a monster asteroid may slam into the Earth, predicts Pastor Begley. That's the headline. All right. Now, what they did was they wrote this the day after that one went by. Okay. And I don't even know if they knew that one went by yet either. Okay. Because we're just now finding out about it 2 days later. But here's what they said, and think about it, and then I want you to look. This is a prophecy alert. We've got this super blood moon coming, guys, in just a few days, 10 days from now. And you got to understand, that is a harbinger. It is a warning. It's a super blood wolf moon harbinger for America. And it's a harbinger of the apocalypse. In other words, the warning signs are definitely in play. And something biblical is going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. Well, here's what they wrote in the article on yesterday, January the 9th. Came out last night. Cosmic cataclysm soon as monster asteroid may slam into the Earth, predicts Pastor Begley. A doomsday fear looms up among conspiracy theorists due to the impending blood moon. Paul Begley, an evangelical pastor, has claimed that the real end times will be triggered on the planet when a monster asteroid and comet slams into the Earth's surface. Even though the conspiracy theorist has not revealed the date in which the impact is going to happen, He made it clear that the predictions are made after analyzing biblical scriptures, and I'll show you those in a minute. As per Paul Begley, detailed descriptions about these multiple impacts are mentioned in the prophetic book of Revelation, the final book of the Bible. Begley predicts that the first impact will be on the sea, and it will create the extinction of about a third of all marine life in the seas and oceans. This deep impact will create a giant tsunami all over the globe, killing millions. Then another bright comet will also slam to the earth with intense light and radiation. Waters will be poisonous. Many men will die because of the waters. These are the events that are coming upon this planet, and you can't stop it. But it's not just that. Even in Revelation chapter 8, you go to verse 12, and you will see that 4 angels sounded, and a third part of the sun was smitten, third part of the moon, and a third part of the stars, as a third part of them were darkened. And that's exactly what I said. And even though Paul Begley's prediction about an impending doomsday has gone viral on the internet, experts and scientists at NASA believe that the chances of a near-Earth object hitting the Earth in the next 100 years is remote. That's pretty close, guys. But that was a small one, okay? That's not Revelation chapter 8. Let me read on. However, I love this, some experts have previously warned there is a slight possibility of an asteroid named Bennu, Bennu, Bennu. And they have said it may hit the earth in the next 175 years. These space experts believe that severe devastation will be triggered across the globe if Bennu hits the earth powerfully. In the meantime, a section of conspiracy theorists has started claiming that NASA is well aware of a rogue space body that may hit the planet in the near future. Recently, NASA has started preparations for testing their planetary defense weapons to deviate the trajectory of threatening objects from deep space. Conspiracy theorists believe that these quick preparations from NASA are an indication that something dangerous is approaching the Earth from the dark corners of the universe. Well, okay, so we know Bennu is out there. 175 years from now, you say, Begley, then relax. But wait, we didn't even know this one was going to go by, this little one. And why would, if we have 175 years, nothing to worry about for the next 175 years, then why even worry about it? Why prepare? Why build underground cities 40 years ago? We've been building underground cities in major nations of the world for the last 40 years in preparation of the coming apocalypse. And don't blame me, but it was Barack Obama who opened up what's called the Armageddon Office, a new national agency. Its job, protect the planet from incoming asteroids. And that was Barack Obama. And Russia's President Vladimir Putin, 2 years ago, said he was pointing his nuclear missiles toward the heavens to help shoot down or help explode or break apart any incoming asteroids that would be coming toward the earth. You got 175 years, guys. Why are we rushing? Because it's not about Bennu at all. As a matter of fact, did you realize there's an asteroid by the name of Apophis? Apophis is going to go by the earth on Friday the 13th in the year 2029. And it's going to miss us by barely, scrape by. Matter of fact, when they first discovered Apophis, NASA said it had a 2.7% chance of hitting the earth. Since then, after studying its speed and trajectory, they say it won't hit us, they don't think. It's going to scrape by. And it's huge. This thing is huge, okay? But then it returns 7 years later, and according to NASA, they don't know if it will hit us or not. And they won't know this until it goes by in 2029. And if they then figure it out, well, we'll have 7 years to prepare. That's what they have let us know. But what else is out there they haven't told us about? And what's out there they don't know about? And they admit they don't know it all. And they don't know what all's coming. Well, let's go to the Bible, because that's what I'm talking about when I made predictions that these two deep impacts are going to happen to bring about the apocalypse. In Revelation chapter 8, here's what it says. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea. This thing was like the size of a mountain. And a third part of the sea became blood. Okay? Third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died. And a third part of the ships were destroyed. That is catastrophic, cataclysmic. But wait, there's more. Verse 10, and the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. And it fell upon the third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood. And many men died of the waters because they were made bitter or poisonous or radiation poisoning. So the first impact is an asteroid, hits the oceans, wiping out a third of all the marine life, destroying a third of the ships, and killing millions of people, no doubt. Then a second deep impact. This one, a burning bright comet that will crash onto the land somewhere. It will bring with it a ton of radiation, which will then poison the rivers and the waters, the aqueducts, and everything that people drink with. It will create massive, catastrophic conditions of biblical proportions, and millions of people will die from the radiation poisoning of the bitter wormwood water. Now, these events is not a conspiracy. These are biblical prophecies from the Bible. And using, look, I didn't create the Armageddon office. I didn't point any nukes toward the sky. I didn't even know this asteroid was coming. Matter of fact, NASA didn't know this asteroid was going by your head 2 days ago. And this super blood moon that's going to happen in 10 days, it is a harbinger. It is a warning. It happens to be on the second anniversary of Trump as president of the United States, which is so unbelievable. And it will be right over Washington. This blood moon is also a big blood moon. It's going to be super because it's close to the earth. It's going to be blood red. And it's the first moon of the year, so it's a wolf moon. A super blood wolf moon on the second anniversary of Trump presidency. And oh, by the way, Donald Trump is the blood moon president. He was born on a blood moon on June the 14th, 1946. Exactly 700 days before Israel. The prophecy of Israel being rebirthed as a nation happened, which was May 14th, 1948. It just so happens that this blood moon president is the one that declared Jerusalem the capital of Israel and moved the U.S. embassy to Israel and dedicated it on that 70th anniversary date in Jerusalem. Just a couple months later, on July 27th of 2018, there was a blood moon. It was the longest blood moon of the century, right over Jerusalem. And now, after the birth of the red heifer, which would be used to dedicate the third temple, took place a month later, and after the Sanhedrins have dedicated the stone altar, which will be in the third temple, now it's Washington's turn. The connection between the Americans and the Israelis is absolutely well documented. But this is a impending harbinger. America, prepare yourself. I don't know what's coming. The swamp is getting very, very, very precarious. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're running out of time.